Hey everybody, this is Brian with Strictly Nerd. I'm here to take you with a quick overview of Elder Scrolls Online, releasing on 4/4/2014. We're going to take a quick look at some character creation, some of the different races, alliances, and the Imperial class. And then I'll log in and show you a little bit of the combat mechanics and the tree, so you can see if this is a game that you're really looking to play. So let's get started. First, we're going to look at the Alliance side with the Daggerfall Covenant, including the Breton, the Orcs, the Red Guards. So again, this is going to be your faction that you'll play with in Elder Scrolls Online, and you will be against the other alliances. The next is the Aldemary Dominion, including the High Elves, Wood Elves, and the Khajiit. Then we have the Ebonheart Pack. For all you Skyrim guys out there, we've got the Argonians, Dark Elves, and the Nords. Then down here below we do have the Imperial class, which is unlocked for this beta. That is going to be have its own set of skills, as well as they can join any alliance within the game. They also will get their own armor set, as far as each race has their own style of armor. So you can, as a blacksmith, you could learn how to make high elf armor or Argonian armor, and the style will change. So you're going to see a lot of different armor sets and characters out there that will make the game unique. So not all two characters will look the same. The classes that we're looking at here, we're going to start with the Dragon Knight, going to be your tanky class, sword and board if some of you MMO guys are listening. You've got your Sorcerer, Caster class. Then you've got your Nightblade, which is your rogue or stabby class. Dual wielding, stuff like that, light armor. And then you've got your Templar for your Paladin classes. They have some heavy armor with some healing abilities and stuff like that. Pretty cool. They use two-handed weapons. But once we get into the game, I'll show you some cool things with the tree that make this game a little bit more robust as far as your classes are concerned. Just kind of a quick look at your character creation. You've got here your body build, so you can do everything from being a super thin, muscular guy all the way up this way, and then down to being kind of a rotund gentleman, if you will, or lady, depending on what you want to play. Moving down through body markings and everything like that, and all the way down. Very typical character creation that you would expect in an Elder Scrolls game, being able to fine-tune everything that you need to make your character unique. And the same thing goes with the actual face construction as well, going from a very softer toned face to a more angular, something you may see more with High Elves or Wood Elves. And then the more heroic, what you would kind of feel like a Nord would be, very big jawline, stuff like that. All the way down you get to pick your combat voice, hairstyle, stuff like that. And they're different based on your race, of course, to give everybody a little bit of flair. I've played with a Red Guard and an Imperial in the 2 times that I've really focused on the beta. I mean, I've played in every beta so far, but I usually just kind of bounce between those 2 characters. So as I've had the Imperial this time, but mostly the Red Guard before, and I've had a lot of fun with it as far as the storyline goes that's open right now. I have noticed that the storyline has changed significantly from last beta to this beta. They've tweaked some of the monsters and some of the encounters, which is actually kind of cool and fresh. So where the game may be completely different when it comes out, and I'm okay with that. And so yeah, you see here all the different customizations as far as it comes with the ear, nose, everything like that. Then from here you name your character and you log in. So let's log in and we'll see what we get next. Alrighty guys, welcome to Elder Scrolls Online. I chose the Templar class. I think it's just cool. The Paladin has always kind of interested me as far as like on WoW and other MMOs I've played. Those heavy armor, like healing classes. I don't know, there's something about them that are really cool. But you'll notice that I am using a dual wielding style. I don't know if this is going to affect the end game as far as, you know, make me a weaker Templar or anything like that, but right now, just as I've been running around, I've had a lot of fun with the high damage output that it does and some of the abilities and stuff I've had. So let's take a look at some of the skill trees and stuff that you'll see with the interface in Elder Scrolls, and so you can get an idea of what we're looking at. Alright, so here you have your doll, your paper doll, where all of your gear and stuff will be stored. As far as you'll have costumes in some quests where you actually put on the costume of the enemy, and you're able to kind of sneak through and do, you know, you can fight through if you want, but sometimes it's cool just to kind of sneak through and get a different perspective on the quest. Up through your 2 rings in your neck, pretty standard. And then you've got your weapons here, dual wielding, you know, 2-handed sword and shield, that kind of stuff. And then at level 15 you do get to unlock the quick swap for weapons, so you could in combat be able to switch weapons and skill sets as far as your abilities go. You know, basic inventory stuff, very Skyrim-y, very, you know, Elder Scrolls in general. Everything from quest items, junk, everything like that. So if we look at our character, you can see, you know, you have your background, any attribute points that you may have. You can get titles, you know, throughout the game, everything like that, and my rank right now is Citizen. So your basic attributes work pretty much like Elder Scrolls has always had: health, stamina, magic, and based on what abilities that you choose in the skill trees is really where you're going to want to focus these. As the Templar, right now I'm not doing a whole lot of healing or magic-based attacks, so I'm using a lot of stamina and then of course health for survivability. So let's look at the skills for a second. If you look here, your class breaks down into 3 archetypes. You're looking at, much like any other MMO, you've got, you know, your damage, usually your damage dealer, your hybrid, and then your healer in this case. Looking at some of the things here, you can use your abilities, and as you use these abilities, they level up. And once they've leveled up to a certain level, you can morph these abilities. So then you're looking at 2 different ways to enhance each ability that you get as you level up. So there's definitely some room for growth and just overall customizability to let your character be your character and not what the game forces you to be. So let's take a look then. As far as weapons, again, works very much like Elder Scrolls has in the past. Each skill set allows you a chance to buy abilities using skill points. I have 4 skill points sitting here, so I could do quite a bit. Again, I'm just really trying to get a feel for the game, so I haven't messed around too much within this. You can buy, you know, you have passive abilities within each weapon and stuff like that, and then here's your action bar, if you will. So your action bar, you'll put your moves in here and be able to effectively fight in combat. Looking at the armor set, of course, same thing as your weapons: light armor, medium armor, heavy armor. Being able to use skill points to buy bonuses when wearing all of one set of armor or wearing some of the armor based on. So you'll really want to fine-tune your character when it gets down to this, because you don't want to jump around in armor. So if you're going to be a Templar, go ahead and be heavy armor. Don't waste your time trying to fit into light or medium armor. Just going to make you more squishy in the end. Then you've got your world ability, so your soul trap, stuff like that, and that's how you get your spirit gems, or your soul gems, I'm sorry. And soul gems are, if you have a full soul gem, when you die, you can resurrect where you die. If you don't, you'll have to run from a waypoint, or from a shrine. So like, think of it like a graveyard run. These full gems also allow you to resurrect fallen allies. I haven't gone far enough into the game as a Templar to know if they're going to get a healing ability that will cause magicka, but at this point this is the only way I've seen resurrection work. And then you've got your guilds, of course, your Fighters Guild, your Mages Guild, and the Undaunted. I haven't seen anything for a Thieves Guild yet, that may be later on. You may have to initiate into that, much like you did in Morrowind or Skyrim. Same thing with maybe like a Dark Brotherhood. Who knows? I don't know what they're gonna try to work in here, but it'd be really cool to see some of that make its way into the game. Maybe DLC. Who knows? Well, DLC or expansions. Sorry. And then your racials. So your Imperial skills. For in this case, his Imperial skills. So a shield affinity. He gains, bonuses for using a sword and shield. Not that kind of go with the flow guy. So I like to try to go against the grain and make my character me, if you will. And then, of course, your crafting. So you've got everything from woodworking, alchemy, blacksmith, clothing, enchanting, provisioning. Pretty basic stuff, as far as crafting. I haven't gotten to really dive into crafting, but I kind of leave crafting for like in-game, like real-time game, because crafting has always been a real grind to me, and so I feel like I don't want to waste my time crafting in beta to when I can be exploring the world and getting all the mechanics of the game. Crafting will come on the slower days when there's not much questing to do, there's not a whole lot of enemy or raids or whatever it may be, then you craft. I'm not going to use beta to really craft, unfortunately. Some people don't see it that way, but I do. And this is all kind of your normal stuff, your map, your journals, everything like that, your mail. I did notice that there are books in the Elder Scrolls world that give you points, which is pretty cool. They're bringing that back. Reading a book gives you a point in alchemy, or reading a book gives you a point in one-handed swords. So, pretty cool stuff. They're keeping the spirit of Elder Scrolls alive. Also, there's a collection of items called Sky Shards. You'll learn about those in the game. 3 of those equals 1 skill point. Something kind of like the holocrons were in Star Wars The Old Republic, if you played that. And then this whole lore library is pretty cool stuff. I love Elder Scrolls lore, so I'll be spending a lot of time in here. There's just so much stuff to do. So I'm going to get us out into the wild, and then we'll take a look at some combat. Alright guys, let's take a little look at some combat. I'm just going to fight this little passive monster here just to kind of give us an idea. Just kind of take a look around. The game is actually quite beautiful. I'm not running a super advanced card, just a 580 GTX, and the game still looks pretty good. I'm looking to upgrade that card here in the near future, but for now this is doing me well. So let's take a look at some combat. So we're just going to kind of go up, and just clicking you can see your basic attacks using your abilities as you see fit. Someone's going to try to help me out, that's alright, and it's dead. Not a whole lot there, very reminiscent of some mechanics from what I've played in like Guild Wars with area of attacks, cone of effect kind of stuff. All games have it, but it seems like it's more prevalent in those games than maybe some others. But yeah, just kind of looking at the game. The game is really pretty. I've really enjoyed roaming the world and seeing what it has to offer. You got your dual moons, it's just really pretty to look at. I've caught myself getting lost and just kind of wandering around and seeing what I can find. Let's see if I can find me one more enemy here. And it looks like I actually traveled into a village. So maybe a little bit longer than expected. Alright folks, found another Betty Netch here, and we're going to go ahead and fight him to show you a little bit more combat. I'm a little bit over leveled for this guy, so it's going to be kind of quick. Just kind of showing you the different abilities. You can block, and you can use a double click with both buttons to do a stun attack to try to stop them from charge attacks and stuff of that nature. Overall, the combat feels fairly true to the Elder Scrolls genre or game type, and the game itself is fairly immersive. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little walkthrough through Elder Scrolls and Elder Scrolls Online. And that I hope to see you guys on server and in the world. In the comments below, just let me know if you're going to play, and when you do, what your character names are. Maybe we'll all get together and have a Strictly Nerd guild, and we'll all just play together and have a good time. Until then, the game will be out on April 4th. They're probably doing midnight launches at your GameStops or wherever you're getting the game, because most MMOs, they like to start, you know, at midnight, day one, get the game going. Pray for server stability, and we'll see you guys soon. I thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos like this and more Strictly Nerd to come. I thank you, and you have a good night.